Welcome back to another episode of Cosmic Confessions. I'm your host, CrashLit, and today I'm super excited to be joined by a member of the Glow Mojis, Trey Vanderpool. Trey, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me on, Crash. Excited to talk to you.
Absolutely. Be sure to give him a follow on Instagram at Trey Van, and be sure to follow him in the Glow Mojis all season long. So, Trey, let's get into the interview. What got you into baseball, and about how old were you when that happened?
Yeah, I think my parents told me I was 3 years old when they first put me in. It started as them just putting me in a sport because they said I had so much energy, and they were like, "We need to get this kid out of the house and have a way to flush all of his energy out." And then about a year into it, they're like, "Wait, he's actually kind of good." And ever since then, they've put me in baseball from fall season, the spring season, the summer season. I played three sports up until high school, and then just stuck to baseball ever since then.
What were those other sports you were really good at that, and did you maybe think of pursuing a path with them beyond high school?
Oh yeah, I played basketball and football. I really enjoyed football. It was just I didn't hit my growth spurt until sophomore year of high school. So I was one of the best players on my middle school team. And then when I got to high school, I was like, oh, I have no chance of competing with these kids. And I broke my left elbow. I separated my left elbow and broke a couple bones and tore a couple tendons and in my left elbow in sixth grade. And after that, I never really was like the same in terms of like enjoying football again. It was more like, oh, I'm scared to get hit. I'm scared of all this. I'm scared of these bigger kids. So I stopped playing football. Basketball was like one of those sports where I was just naturally good at because I was so athletic. Wasn't a good shooter, but I could play defense like no other. So I stuck with that for as long as I could. But then, like I said, like once I got to high school, it was just I I knew I wanted to play baseball in college from a young age, and then just stuck to baseball.
Gotcha. Did you ever go through any times in baseball where maybe you thought of quitting at some point, where it just got maybe really tough for you during your time growing up before you got to college and ultimately then later turn pro?
Yeah, in high school, it was kind of I had a unique high school experience with baseball. My freshman year, like I said, I was super undersized in high school. I didn't hit my growth spurt until after my sophomore year. But in my, during my sophomore year, I broke my left elbow throwing a ball from center field and had to have surgery. So I have a screw in my right elbow right now. That's still in there. So after that, it was kind of like, I mean, high school is one of those times where you're playing travel ball during the summer, you're playing school ball during the spring, like trying to get recruited. So that injury kind of set me back in terms of like the recruitment period um, for seeing college coaches or for college coaches seeing you. Um, and it was kind of discouraging because it's like, here I am. I've played baseball my whole life. My body doesn't feel well, and I'm only 17 years old. Like my arm hurts all the time. I was going through growing pains because I was 4'11", and then I shot up to 5'9", I think it was my sophomore or after my sophomore year, and then um, after my senior year, I was about 6'1". But like growing that fast in that short amount of time, like it was my body hurt 24/7. I was like, this is not even fun anymore. Every time I would run out onto the field, it was more like I'm trying to get through the game as opposed to like I'm getting to play the game. Um, but oddly enough, um, I was the way I got recruited. Um, that kind of like made baseball fun for me again was I went to a couple camps, and at those camps, no one knew me, and I loved that because it's like here I am, like no one knows who I am. I'm not on anyone's radar, and I get to just like go out there and have no pressure. And then from those camps, I got a lot of recognition and I talked to a lot of college coaches. And then from that, it was like, that's how I got recruited. I didn't get recruited through playing games or anything like that. Like I had to go put myself out there. And kind of showcase my skills in front of other people as opposed to uh, the coaches like coming to me because they knew who I was. If that makes sense.
Absolutely. And can you talk your college experience and what that was like once you got there? It kind of seemed like from the way you're talking that you kind of rediscovered your love in these camps, and it ultimately allowed you to, I guess, flourish on your way to getting recruited into college. And what was that college experience then like?
Yeah, so out of high school, I went to a junior college, Cleveland State University or Cleveland State Community College, and I played there for 2 years. But what that gave me the ability to do was I played those first 2 years in college. So a lot of guys will go to a 4 year school, they'll get stuck behind a junior and see or a senior or even a sophomore and like just not get to play at all, and they'll sit their whole freshman year. Some people will sit their whole sophomore year, but I played a majority of my freshman year of college for my junior college team, and then my sophomore year I played every single game for them. So that gave me a lot of reps under my belt in terms of like college baseball experience. And then after my after that my sophomore season there, I had a couple of offers to go play elsewhere, but I really wanted to go to the school in Nashville, um, which I ultimately went to Trevecca Nazarene University. Um, it's a private Division II school in Nashville, Tennessee. So ended up going there. I loved the coaching staff. I knew a couple of the players there. They're known for baseball. It's a big baseball school in Division II. Played there for 3 years because COVID was 2020, which was my true senior year. So the NCAA granted another year of eligibility to us. So I got to go back, and my senior year we went to the College World Series. Um, so that was awesome, and just to build a relationship with those guys at two different schools and get the experience that I had playing baseball because I essentially played every single year I was in college, and not a lot of guys get to say that. I'm going to some of these bigger schools or even some schools that they just get stuck behind guys that coaches will play because it's seniority. But I was very fortunate to get to play every single year in college, which I think ultimately gave me the experiences and the I guess the grit and determination to push me past college and ultimately be playing still at 27 years old.
Obviously, you talk about getting to play every year, and that's not something a lot of guys get to do, but you kind of had to go an unusual route. Can you talk about just the value of, you know, playing maybe at lower levels, but getting to play every day compared maybe even that last year deciding, all right, I'm going to try to, make the jump to Division 1 and see what happens. Just what really made you value your time at in college that where you didn't want to leave?
Yeah, I will say like the 2020 year, I did have that opportunity to leave and go somewhere else and go to a Division 1 school, but at the same time, it's like nothing is guaranteed. And if I'm being completely honest with myself, even though I'm playing every single day and I'm one of the best players at both of the schools that I went to, it's like I still have that self doubt in my mind saying, well, if I go to another school that is bigger, um, I may not get to play. And that was the last thing I wanted. Um, Being at Cleveland State and being at Trevecca, nothing was guaranteed for me. I earned both of those spots, but at the same time, it's the the work I put in made me confident enough to where it was like I know that no matter what happens today on the field, I'm going to be playing tomorrow. I earned that spot, and the coaches put the trust in me, and I established a trust with the coaches. I established a trust with the players that I was that guy for them. Like I was not necessarily a vocal leader, but I was definitely more of a lead by example kind of guy. Like first one to be there, last one to leave. Um, just I think going to those schools really helped me be able to do the thing that I loved, which was to play baseball. I didn't love sitting the bench. I didn't love watching other people play baseball. I wanted to be out there playing the game no matter where it was. I don't care if my team was 0-57. Like that would suck. But at the same time, it's like I went to two schools that were very good at baseball, and I got to play every single day that I was healthy at those schools, which was like the biggest dream for me. Like I just wanted to go play somewhere. And I think a lot of guys nowadays get caught up with like they get caught up with the name of a place or like the status of a place. And then they get there and they realize, oh, I'm not going to play. And then they sit down with the coach, and the coach is like, yeah, we have so and so in front of you, and we're bringing another guy in. Now with the transfer portal, it's like there's no loyalty at all. So just if you go somewhere that you know that you can put the work in and you can build the trust with the coach and you can get the playing time. It's like once you get the playing time, like that's what you want. You want the playing time because after you start playing, then you can transfer to another school if you want to, or just what I did is like I stayed there. Like the relationships I built at Trevecca is honestly like why I'm still here right now because some of the guys that I played with at Trevecca, my 4-year school, are the reasons where I went to play after school in another league, like in banana ball, and then those relationships there are what brought me to cosmic baseball here. So it's like you never know the situation you're in, really.
I find that really interesting that you really are preaching loyalty and are really one who can actually who actually lived it and can actually say, "I'm a loyal guy." Especially because that's interesting that your final year was kind of right as obviously the transfer portal, name, image, and likeness. Maybe it wasn't quite starting to get to baseball, but is definitely starting to creep into the college ecosystem. Obviously, it is where it is now, but I think it's really fascinating to just hear you say that, Trey.
Yeah, that's the thing nowadays that I don't really completely understand with the transfer portal. Like, if that was offered at my time, would I do anything different? And honestly, like, it doesn't even cross my mind. Like, I would not do anything different. And seeing some of these guys go to, not bashing on them, but seeing some of these guys go to 4 or 5 different schools, it's like it's unsettling personally to me. Like I know that I would be unsettled doing that myself and not having like a sense of like not even comfortability is not a word, but just like a sense of like, okay, I'm this is the off season, I'm going back to school and I have a chance to prove myself in front of this coaching staff and in front of all these guys that I played with last year, as opposed to like, oh, I didn't play last year, I'm just going to transfer to another school and hope I play. And then when I don't play there, then it's like, okay, well, I'm just going to pick up my stuff and go to another school. It's just, I don't, it's just a different world now. So I don't fully understand it, but to each their own.
And I want to ask you, after college, before Banana Ball, were there any other opportunities or leagues that you played in before you got to the into Banana Ball?
Yeah. So in all honesty, like my senior year of college, I, oddly enough, like I hated going to practice that last year of college because I had no money. I was so poor. Like my parents helped me out. It wasn't from a standpoint of that. It was like I had been playing baseball for so long and I had been poor for so long in college. Like I mean, all of us are. But I was like, I just want to have an office job and I want to make money. I want to have like experiences now. And then after college, whenever we lost our second game in the World Series, I remember taking my cleats off and I'm like, why am I not sad? And it was almost like God had already put in my heart that I'm going to be playing baseball again. But in my mind, at that exact moment, I didn't feel like I was going to be playing baseball again. It's almost like the emotions weren't coming up because my heart knew, but my mind didn't necessarily know yet. Um, so after college, I actually got a couple full time jobs. Did that for a couple. It was like 8 months, and then that 8 month came around, and I was like, dude, this sucks. Like, I really want to start playing baseball again. My friend Dalton Malden, who played banana ball right after college, um, who's now in the Coconuts. He played with the Bananas for I think six years. He was like, bro, you have to come play banana ball. It's like the most fun I've ever had. He's like, I already told the recruiter about you. Um, you should come like just like try out. And I was like, I don't know, like that's not for me. Um, and during that time, it was like I was talking to a couple indie ball teams, um, and I was like kind of like messing around with like I want to go play real baseball. Like I want to go play like indie ball somewhere, just like keep it going. But the money still wasn't there. Like that was my mindset back then. I was like, I want to have money so I can have the experiences. And now it's like the experiences the entire time were the baseball. Like baseball was the experience. The being around a group of guys every single day in a different city was the experience. And so like yeah, I had a couple places to play in indie ball, but at the end of the day, it was like I was just kind of wrestling around with the fact like, do I want to do this? Do I not want to do this? Um, so after college, it was like I almost went to New York to play indie ball, and then I was like, no, and then just banana ball came out of nowhere, really.
Can you talk about your experience in banana ball and some of your favorite highlights during that time you were a banana?
Yeah, it was like I said, it kind of came out of nowhere. Like my roommate Dalton Malden, he was my roommate in Nashville for 4 years. He's the one that got me to come over there, and like I feel like I can talk about this because, and a couple of other guys in Cosmo baseball can talk about this because we've experienced both banana ball and this. It's like when you're there, it's like that's the only thing you can focus on. Like if I was to tell you like focus on the color red, like tell me everything in the building around you right now that's the color red, and then you close your eyes and you told me everything that was the color red, and then I was like, okay, what color is or how many different objects in the room are blue? And you'd be like, I didn't even know what blue is. Like I have no idea what you're talking about. It's like that's what you feel like when you're in banana ball. It's like this is fun, but it also feels like there's something missing. Um, banana ball is very unique in terms of like it's another avenue for the guys to go play baseball, right? And people can argue is it really baseball? Is it banana ball? Like that's not for me to really decide. Um, but I mean, it was fun because, like I said, I just wanted to be around a group of guys and have that camaraderie again. Like I said, like I was so caught up in the experiences after college. Like I wanted to make money to have the experiences, and then like thinking about it, it was like no, the experiences were being around a group of guys and having that fun time and having like being in the locker room, being on the field, taking ground balls, hitting. Like, that was the experience. And when I went to banana ball, it's like that was there again. But at the same time, it felt like it brings out a side of you that, for me personally, it brought out a side of me where it wasn't genuine. It was like I'm trying to be too performative right now because I was trying to fit into their mold that they wanted me to fit into, and that's why I always felt a little uneasy there, just because I wasn't being my true authentic self. And maybe I can argue like I didn't really know what my true authentic self there was, but at the same time, because it's entertainment baseball. No one's ever played entertainment baseball until you've been there. Like, and that was the only league that was doing it. So you go from being a baseball player where you're taking it so seriously 24/7, and then you go to entertainment baseball like banana ball where they're like, okay, we want you to do this, this, and this, and you're like, but I have to go hit, and it's like you have to take that baseball aspect of it and put it to the side because now this is the entertainment part. Like that was very hard for me to kind of grasp because it's like I'm not coming over here hitting on stilts. I'm not coming over here doing um, backflip catching backflips catching a ball. It's like I'm bringing myself and I'm bringing my baseball skills. So I'm over here trying to figure out like what's something that makes me stand out. And that whole time trying to find that, it's like I wasn't being my true authentic self, which people deep down they wanted that. They they're coming to the game and they're talking to us after the game and they want to know they want to feel connected to you and they don't want to feel connected to a character. They don't want to feel connected to just some random guy that they see on social media that's a fake person to them when they're talking to them one on one. So Banana Bowl was like it was fun in the aspect of it gave me another opportunity to have those experiences, to be around a group of guys. All the guys there were great. But just like the layout of everything and the scheme of everything just it was just very uneasy for me at the end of the day.
You ultimately then made the move to Cosmic Baseball. Can you talk about what drew you to Cosmic and also how your experience in your obviously you've had the first year now heading into the second year have been
Yeah.
different and also similar to Banana Ball?
Yeah. So oddly enough, it was right before a banana ball game. We were all sitting there waiting for the fans to come in, and someone had Cosmic Baseball actually put up on their phone. Like we were watching videos of it. We were all sitting there like, oh my gosh, it looks so cool. Excuse me. And then oddly enough, like after the season ended, we're in this like little lull of like figuring out like if we're gonna get signed back for Banana Ball or not. And um, Brett Fick actually called me and was like, "Hey, bro, I am gonna go play Cosmic Baseball this next season. Like, would you be interested?" I'm like, "I actually saw something about that. That looks so fun." I was like, "You're doing that?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "This is Jason's number. Like, you should talk to him." And then immediately after I get off the phone with Brett, like I'm talking to Jason, and this is like all like in the off season of Banana Ball too. And I'm sitting there thinking like, this is my way to just leave Banana Ball. Like this is the perfect opportunity for me to leave Banana Ball. Like this seems like it's actually like what I felt Banana Ball was going to be like. This is entertainment baseball. It's not like just entertainment theater. Um, so it was like it kind of like I always talk to like people about like my baseball journey. It's like every time I've tried to hang it up, or every time someone's trying to try to close a door on me, it's like God opens another door just completely unknown to me, and that's what Cosmic Baseball was. It was like, oh, here's this brand new thing, and we want you to come play, and it was it was almost too good to be true. Um, so eventually, I was like, I kept talking to Jason, and he was like, "Yeah, I talked to our owner Chris, like he wants you on board." And then I talked it over with my girlfriend because me and Anna Kate were dating in Savannah at the time too, and she was working with the Bananas, and I was like, "Well, if I go here, like, what are we gonna do?" And she was like, "We'll figure that out. Like, this is a perfect opportunity for you." She's so supportive, and she is like my rock. She's awesome, and so like once I kind of like figured out like, okay, we're gonna be okay if I go play Cosmic Baseball and she's here. I was like, okay, Jason, I want to come. Like, I want to play Cosmic Baseball. It was the first year. Like, there's so much potential with that, and I wanted to be on the ground floor, um, in Cosmic Baseball, and like to see what the first year did last year for the organization, and to see like we went to 7 cities last year. Now we're going to 30 cities. It's like no one's ever done that. Like that's crazy to think that we went from selling out 2 games at each stadium in 7 cities to now we're going to 30 cities, selling out almost 3 games in every city. It's like it's just mind blowing to me, and every single day it's like God has put me in a place, and I'm just so thankful that I made that leap over to Cosmic Baseball, and I was faithful in that in answering His message because like I was scared. I was very scared. I was very nervous. I didn't necessarily know what I was getting myself into. But once I got to Cosmic Baseball and was surrounded by the group of guys and the front office staff, it was like this is exactly where God wanted me to be. It felt like Ray said this, Coach Sensei said this the other day. It's like he felt like everything in his life had been leading him up to this point in his life, and that's exactly how I felt. Like everything in my baseball journey has led me up to this point, and now like I'm just fulfilling my purpose in Cosmic Baseball, and I get to play in front of X amount of fans. I think it's like 750,000 fans this year. I get to play. I get to have fun with my friends. I get to spend time with guys like you, like our front office. Like it's a huge blessing, man. And I thank God every single day that I'm here and not there.
I do want to ask, you mentioned Anna Kate. and how you both came over roughly at the same time. What's
Mhm.
it been like getting to work with her, both obviously there and especially here in Virginia at Cosmic?
Yeah, so that was another thing in Savannah. It was like she was the social media coordinator for the Bananas specifically, and I was playing for the Firefighters at the time. So we really never got to work alongside of each other unless it was like a Bananas Firefighters game. But even some of those games, she wasn't necessarily on the road. She was kind of like working from home or stuff like that. So we never really got to work with each other. But then like talking to Jason, and Jason was like, "Yeah, we actually need like a social media manager. Like, would she be interested?" I'm like, "I don't know. You gotta ask her." And like us coming over together, it's like we talk about it often. It's like we get to go on the road, spend time with each other, go do something that we love, and then come back and it's like we get to do like this is our life. Like we're in a stage of our life that we'll look back um, when we're old and gray and be like, that was so much fun. I'm so glad we got to do that together. Um, because it really is like a lot of people can't say that they got to travel and see certain cities with their significant other at such a young age. And like for us to come over together and to enter this like new era of baseball, it's been like such a blessing to us, and we can't we couldn't have asked for like a better family to walk into. Um, so we feel right at home.
And how has being with the Glow Mojis allowed you to continue to grow and then cultivate your personal brand while also still being a team player?
Yeah. So the Glow Mojis, like whenever I was told I was on the Glow Mojis, I was so excited because the Glow Mojis were the new team. It's like we had the Chili Peppers who were the established college team, and they just took the name and then made them the pro Chili Peppers. But like the Glow Mojis were the new team, and I felt like that was kind of the story of my life. Like I'm the underdog. Like I'm of course I'm not getting put on Chili Peppers. I'm getting put on the Glow Mojis, and like they said they divided it up by numbers. Like I being on the Glow Mojis is so fun, and like you ask some of those Chili Pepper guys, and like we joke around with it too. Like they all want to be on our team because when they see us, we have way more fun than they do, and they take it like they say we take it seriously. It's like there's some guys that take it a little too serious, but like that's good. Like people want to see us competing. Um, but like the Glow Mojis brand in and of itself, like you'll have fans like coming to the stadium. Like, we didn't even know about you guys, and now we're bigger fans of y'all than the Chili Peppers. And it's like our branding is cooler, our colors are cooler. I think we have better guys in terms of like bigger personalities. Like I don't know, it's just a whole different vibe, and I'm sure like you can kind of sniff it out yourself being here a couple months now. It's like the two teams have completely different vibes. Like we're all friends at the end of the day, but at the same time, like when you separate us, it's like the Glow Mojis are this type and the Chili Peppers are this type. And like being the shortstop for the Glow Mojis has been so much fun because it's like we just go out there every single day and we're like, this is our job. This is so crazy. Um, like like just personally, people like kids come up to me, they're like, "What position do you play?" I'm like, "Shortstop." And they're like, "Oh, you're the shortstop with the glow emojis." Like I've seen you. Like I wear like the Anakin like little eye black, and they're like, "Bro, I literally started doing the eye black because of you." And I'm like, "That's cool." And then like seeing like guys or kids show up to the stadium like with that eye black on, like, see, I did it. Like I did it because of you. It's like that's really cool to see, and just being a part of like I wouldn't call us the underdogs anymore because we won the championship last year, but being a part of like the team with 20,000 followers as opposed to the team with 75,000 followers, it's like that's just the story of my life. Like I would have it no other way. It's so much fun to be on the Glow Emojis and share the field with all those guys. So
I won't really get into specifics, but I've definitely, seen how the personalities are of the teams, and obviously just having worked with both teams as kind of the other side of my job. But then also, it's also been really cool just working with you, Trey, and seeing how much fun you were having. And I'll save it for the fans when they see you in the stadiums. But when you were working on your walk up the other day, I could tell you were really enjoying that.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. It's like the Glow Mojis are supposed to be like the fun, like they call us like pretty boy, which is like okay, I'll take it. But and then like I have like certain sides of me where it's like that. I'm super sarcastic in front of like all the guys. Like I'm always trying to make the guys laugh, and then like one side of my personality is like super sarcastic and funny, and then the other side of my personality is like I'm walking out to Ozzy Osbourne crazy train, like super seriously, like looking at Sam Bragg on the mound, acting like I'm about to try to kill him. Like it's just like it's all a facade, and it's all like I don't know, like we're playing entertainment baseball. Like it's just anything that the fans are like, it just captures the fans' attention, and they're like, oh, this kid's a nut job. Like it's I don't know, it's just fun.
For sure. And what's the best advice that you've ever received throughout your career?
Um, Best advice I would say is get comfortable with failure. Um, Everyone is going to go through failure. Um, I think the reason why I'm here today, still playing, is because I was okay with being told like I can't do something, like I can't go play here. I don't. We don't want you here. It's like if I would have just been like, okay, I'm hanging my hat because you told me to, then I would have been who knows where I would have been. I've always said like I don't think I would have found God the way I found him in a cubicle. Like I'm very blessed to be able to still be playing um, baseball, and I believe that I'm still playing because God is still teaching me lessons, and I've learned so many lessons through the sport that like if I had said no when people made it very easy for me to say like I'm done playing baseball, then I wouldn't truly be fulfilling my purpose. Um, but like when someone tells you no, just tell them like watch, like failure is a part of any sport, but baseball specifically, like you're in the Hall of Fame if you get a hit 3 out of 10 times. Like so, you're gonna fail seven times out of 10. Like that's a crazy statistic if you think about it. Like you have to be okay with failure, and you have to be able to shake it off and say, you know what, you don't know me, I know myself, and if I really want something, I'm going to be able to achieve it no matter what you tell me. So I think my dad really instilled in me at a young age, like the hard work and the discipline and like if someone tells you you can't, just show. It's not your job to prove them right. It's your job to prove them wrong. And like like I said, like I definitely would not be playing baseball at 27 if I had been just I would not be playing baseball at 27 if I said, you know what, you're right. Like I shouldn't be going to play entertainment baseball. That's stupid. Like get a real job. Dude. I could care less. Like I'm having fun with my friends. I'm learning so many lessons every single day. Failure is a part of life, and I feel like no matter what comes to me after entertainment baseball, like the lessons I've learned here have prepared me for everything down the road. So,
My final question for you, Trey. We're
mhm.
about to go on tour. We leave Tuesday. And obviously, we're recording Saturday. This episode will be out Tuesday. But ahead of the tour, ahead of the first games in Jacksonville, is there a message you have for the fans?
Yeah, just be ready to see something you've never seen before. Each one of us on the field is bringing a unique story that I guarantee every single one of us, me myself, I know, but everybody wants to express that story or tell you that story in some kind of way. Um, it's going to be the most fun you've ever had in terms of baseball, in terms of entertainment, in terms of sports. Um, come open-minded, come ready to have fun. It's a blessing that we get to call this our job, and we're so thankful to all the fans who spend their money and their time coming to see this event, because we really wouldn't be able to do it without them. And I can't wait to meet every single fan in every single city. Like, it's such a blessing to be able to see so many people smiling and coming to have fun at something that I'm a part of. So literally my entire mission this season is to make people smile, is to impact their lives in a positive way, is to leave them walking out of that stadium thinking, wow, that was so much fun. I want to share this joy that I'm feeling now with somebody else. So it's crazy that we're going to 30 cities. I can't wait to meet everybody.
Trey Vanderpool, thank you so much for joining me today here on Cosmic Confessions. It's been such a great time talking with you. Be sure to give him a follow on Instagram at Trey_Van.
Thank you, Crash.
And that's all for this episode of Cosmic Confessions. Big thanks to Trey Vanderpool. We'll see you all on the next episode. Go Glow Mojis, go Chili Peppers. We'll see you all on tour.